Can you confirm to us that the GRA is indeed ready and prepared to take up the new VAT that's starting today, 1st January 2026?
Thank you very much. So we are grateful to God for the past year, 2025, and we are happy to confirm that as GRA, we are ready to work with taxpayers to implement the new VAT law that has come to effect on 1st January 2026.
Can you tell us what this means to VAT payers? I mean, we know that we used to pay 21.9% and other taxes in the book. What does this new law say? What does it mean to taxpayers?
So one of the good things in terms of the VAT reforms on the new VAT Act is the elimination of the COVID levy. And therefore, from today, 1st January 2026, anybody issuing a VAT invoice to a customer has to charge a nil COVID levy. So COVID levy is no longer applicable. The new law also has taken away the decoupling. And therefore, the situation where we used to charge the VAT 15% on the totality of the invoice amount and levies is no longer in place. And therefore, let me give a simple example. If you have an item that the price is 1,000 Ghana cedis, from today onwards, you charge get fund levy of 2.5% on the 1,000. You charge NHIA 2.5% on the 1,000, and a VAT of 50% on the 1,000. So in total, your rate that you are applying is 20%, making up 2.5% get fund, 2.5% NHIA, and 15% VAT. This is important. And we also like to let both consumers and taxpayers be aware that as part of the transitional arrangement, new booklets will be issued for taxpayers. In the meantime, if a taxpayer has not received a new booklet, the line for COVID levy should be 0. 2, the application of the 15% VAT should be on the exclusive value that you have on the invoice. So again, back to the example I gave, if you are selling an item for 1,000 Ghana cedis, on your booklet, you charge get fund 2.5% on the 1,000 value, NHIA 2.5% on the 1,000 value. COVID levy is cancelled out or is 0, and VAT 15% on the 1,000 value. If we all do this, both taxpayers as well as consumers also are aware of this, we believe that the new VAT law has come into effect. But part of the arrangement that we've done is that immediately in this new year, within the few days, new booklets are going to be issued to all VAT issuers, and that will replace the old booklet. We appeal to suppliers and businesses, as we have done in the past, that anytime there's such a transitional arrangement, we've gone on a temporary arrangement while the replaced arrangement come into place. We would like to appeal to all taxpayers to ensure that in application of the new law, they apply both the spirit and substance of the new law so that consumers can actually benefit from the revision of rates, abolition of COVID levy, and the abolition of the decoupling that the president, under his vision, has assented into law, so Ghanaians can actually benefit from the reduction in the VAT rate of 21.1% into 20% in total. The second point is that in the past, when taxpayers are filing their returns, the component of the levies were not deductible. It's important to know that for all taxpayers, at the end of January at the end of February when they are filing their returns, the entire levies and the VAT making up 20% are deductible. So this is also an important element for businesses. In the past, a cost component of about 6% of the levies were not deductible. From 2026, the entire levies of 5% and the entire VAT of 15%, making up the 20%, are input tax deductible. And that's an important element for businesses to note. For taxpayers who are already on their own systems, we have already, again, issued the guidelines that allows them to modify their system so that they apply these new VAT rules from 1st January 2026. And for those that are also on the VAT system, we have also configured the system to ensure that the new VAT rules are applicable. There are other entities in terms of telcos that are also required to apply the new VAT, and they have also been given the guidelines, and we've worked with them to ensure that they configure their system so that they apply the new VAT rules accordingly. However, we would like to assure consumers, particularly those through the telcos and other areas, that if there are any event where they are charged more VAT than it is required by law, if they let us know as GRA, we'll work with them and together with those taxpayers and ensure that they will get a refund of their money, because this is what will bring true meaning into the new law which has been passed for Ghanaians to benefit from the reduction of the rate.
Another aspect of the law has to do with the threshold that has been reduced. I mean, how does one determine whether he's below or above, and what happens from today, the 1st of January?
Okay, so before today, which is 1st January, the threshold was 200,000 Ghana cedis. With the new law, the threshold has been moved into 750,000 Ghana cedis. The implication is that there are those individuals and businesses that were originally below the threshold, so they will continue to be below the 750. If they were below 200, automatically they will be below 750. There are those that were above 200 and they were charging VAT of the 3% or the flat rate of 3%. Some of these entities are going to fall outside the new threshold, which is the 750. However, the transitional arrangement that we have put in place is that those entities that were originally charging the VAT flat rate of 3% will continue to apply and levy VAT in line with the new requirements, which is 2.5% for Get Fund, 2.5% for NHIA, and 15% on the standard rate. We're going to work with them within the shortest possible time to validate whether indeed they are below or above the new threshold. Businesses and companies that are found after our short-term verification with them that they are below the threshold will then be deregistered unless they elect to continue to register their businesses as VAT registrants. For those that are above, they will continue, as I've already mentioned, to continue to apply and charge VAT in accordance with the law. But this is an area we're going to provide more sensitization and work with business and ensure that they understand and they can apply the law so that both businesses and consumers will benefit from the incentives or the reductions that we have been given in the new VAT Act.
Since you spoke about incentive, let me go into this. What's the aim of the reform? In actual fact, people are saying there's no money in the system, the government is not getting revenue, and we have to increase taxes, rather you are reducing VAT. What's the aim for the entire reform?
So those are views that people are expressing. But of course, throughout the whole year, you'll notice from the first quarter, you notice from the media, the minister has been announcing in the official statements the revenues that are being collected. And therefore, you can see that businesses are thriving, businesses are doing well. Indeed, we are all very much aware of the stability that this government has created in the economy. Stable prices, stable exchange rate. What it means is that people are enjoying constant prices, or prices that are really at a minimal rate of increases. What it does is that it creates ample opportunity for businesses to grow and expand their productivity and supplies, and at the same time, a cost reduction that they can make their profits. So these fundamentals are very, very important. And as we go deeper into 2026, and businesses begin to release their performance for 2025, the clarity of the evidence in terms of the fact that the environment has boosted business will not be in doubt at all. So we believe that in itself is going to create a base that income taxes will grow. That's going to create a base where there's employment growth. Employment will come in the system, and therefore employee income taxes will come in. But also, more importantly, in terms of the VAT, the nation's population is growing, and as we grow, we are going to consume more. As we've always said, VAT is a consumption tax, and the more we consume, the more the taxes we are going to collect. So one of the fundamental reasons of this reform was to, one, ensure that the VAT rate, we begin to bring it down so that it will incentivize consumption. And we believe that we started with a movement from effective 21.9 to 20. That alone is a big push in terms of change. Number two, we've also removed or abolished the COVID levy. So that money that used to come to government is now available to spend. And when we spend, we boost production, we boost the economy, and we can consume more effectively. We'll be able to collect more VAT. And the third one is that there was a portion of the levy, 6%, which was a cost to businesses. That has also been removed. So reduction in costs invariably will lead to increase in profit of businesses. So the investors or the entrepreneurs will enjoy from that profit, and obviously, consequently, government will also receive a portion in a form of what? CIT. There are many other areas, including the mining area, that there were doubts about the VAT exploration. In order to engender an increased interest in exploration again, we have exempted VAT in that area. So that, we believe, will increase investment in the mineral exploration area, and many more. The other area we've also done is also to streamline. So as you said, if the VAT threshold was 200,000 some years back, so if you look at it in monetary value terms, that 200,000 has changed in value, and therefore it's so important to align it and move it to 750. And also to bring parity into the system, we have removed the flat rate so that everybody consuming will be eligible to pay the standard rate and the standard levies. That brings a parity into the system. We believe that with a lot of administrative measures and with the reforms that have taken place, VAT is going to be the game changer as far as revenue generation in this country is concerned. And we're looking forward to work with businesses, to work with taxpayers, to ensure that we understand the tax obligations on VAT. We accept our obligations, and every consumer in this country, when they are buying an item, will demand and ask for a VAT invoice. That would be a game changer. And that's for that reason, we are going to also implement along the lines two major initiatives in the course of 2026. One, the introduction of fiscal and electronic devices into the collection of VAT. This is a law that has been in our books for 2028. The minister has announced that in 2026 we should implement it, and we're going to go ahead to implement it. When that is done, the automation alone will help us to be able to increase coverage, increase efficiency and effectiveness in knowing the consumption levels where VAT is applicable and also collecting it. The second one is also the introduction of the reward schemes, which will be implemented along the Fiscal Electronic Devices Act. So that one, it will be a scheme for consumers. And it's a scheme that will ensure that as Ghanaians, as residents, we demand our VAT invoice every month or whatever period that we set. A reward will be a reward scheme will be in place, and consumers who are eligible will receive those rewards. We want to use that to encourage and to build a culture of demanding our VAT invoice. And when we do that, revenue will come in, individuals will benefit, and will generate the necessary domestic revenue for national development.
CJ, finally, you have any word of inspiration? I mean, we're in the new year, you know, it's your message for customers, taxpayers, and then your business community.
2026 is here with us. It's a refreshing year. It's a year that we believe that greater opportunities are going to be created in the economy. As you can see from the theme of the budget, it's a budget of growth, it's a budget of job creation, and it's a budget of transformation. The government is committed to implement a lot of initiatives. My encouragement to all Ghanaians and to all businesses is to look up to the initiatives in the budget and ensure that we are positioning ourselves to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that will be created by actions of government. Secondly, from tax perspective, I want to encourage all Ghanaians and all residents is that it is through our taxes that we build Ghana. It is through our taxes that we build infrastructure. It is through our taxes that we support the overall national development. So once again, we call on all businesses and individuals to know their tax obligations, to pay their tax obligations voluntarily, so that together we build Ghana as a nation that we all respect and as a nation that we all deserve. So on that note, on behalf of the board and management of Ghana Revenue Authority, we want to wish all our taxpayers, all businesses, all individuals, our partners, our development partners, our donors, a happy new year of 2026, and should be a year that we wish a blessing, a year of good health, a year of growth, transformation, and prosperity for all.
During the Christmas season, many organizations intensify promotions and events to capture public attention and drive sales, making the festive period a highly competitive space for audience engagement. Theatre production is no exception. Once regarded largely as a non-commercial art form, theatre is increasingly positioning itself as a viable creative business, especially during festive periods when audiences actively seek entertainment experiences. Stage performances are once again drawing families, corporate bodies, and cultural enthusiasts into theatres across the country. Joy Business has been engaging Image Bureau to examine how theatre is adapting to today's commercial environment. Director of the play The Gods Are Not to Blame, George Niyamakwe, had this to share.
When you go into our history, you'd realize that things related to the performing arts had always been offered for free. You know, so Ghanaians have always known that, yeah, it's free. You turn on your TV on a Sunday evening, you're watching opera or, you know, or Sofudazi. Sunday afternoon, you're watching cantata. Thursday evening, you're watching TV theater. Tuesday, you're watching showcase and Ga. So we've always been used to, you know, enjoying theater for free. You know, not a thing that people thought they should pay for. So when it started being getting commercialized, people took a while to warm up to it. And this is where I like to salute and commend Uncle Ebo White and Broberman Productions for being consistent enough to keep it going, to keep at it. Because if he had given up, I'm sure we all wouldn't be here today. I think another thing that has helped is the media partnerships that we're able to strike these days. Media has really supported the growth of theatre in Ghana, notably an organization like the Multimedia Group, Joy FM, and all the affiliates. I think they've been very, very supportive, and they've been a part of the growth of theatre in Ghana as a whole. Art is expensive. I mean, some of the world's most valued pieces are works of art. The Leonardo da Vinci, and some of those art pieces. If you travel outside to go and watch a theater show, you commit some good dollar to it. You understand? So I think the people who were comfortable back in the day are only beginning to appreciate the new wave, the new twist that is being brought to it. And then again, you would agree that these days theater productions have been elevated. Back in the day, it was just your normal, they do the show, it's okay. But now we spend a lot of money in putting up great productions. We spend a lot of money to make magic happen on stage.
Also, Fred Amugi highlighted the intentionality behind production.
It's up to me as a theater lover to convince somebody that, hey, don't go to the cinema. As for the cinema, it is always there. Tomorrow you may come and the same film is showing. But if you miss this for the stage, you might not have it again, maybe until some year after or 2 years after. So take the opportunity. So it is up to, real theater lovers to convince people that no matter the situation, we have a place to go and get entertained.
Meanwhile, Andrew Tando Adote believes that the face of theatre production is gradually evolving.
The better the performances, the better looking the sets, the better the effects, the wow factors as they call them, the more people will be interested in coming to attend. Okay, now over time, it's taken a lot to get Ghanaians to fall in love with theatre again. I'm a member of Roverman Productions, and we remember the days when we would go to offices for sponsorship for theatre, and they would drive us out because it was unheard of that a company would sponsor a theatre play, maybe a big musical show or something, but for theatre, it was totally unheard of. So some of the members who went around for sponsorships I remember were driven out of the offices because it's like, what do you mean you're coming to watch concerts? And that's what they called it. They want us to pay for people to watch concerts, But by the grace of God, we persevered, and a few people had faith in us, and today it's being seen as a more commercially viable enterprise. We are still Roverman, Image Bureau, April Communications. Everybody is still trying to find that magical code to crack that will get consistent sold-out shows. Some of us are closer than others, but hopefully, I mean, the first time The Gods Are Not to Blame showed, it sold out. We had to get some people had to go home. There are friends of mine who came and had to go back home because they didn't find seats because the place was full. So I believe we are close to finding that magical formula that will get that consistent inflow of patrons.
Financing, however, remains a challenge. Rising production costs mean theatre producers often depend on ticket sales, brand partnerships, and corporate sponsorships to stay afloat.
So it's a lot, and by the time you finish one production, you'll have blown almost $1 million. And you'd have to rely on filling these seats to make your money back.
Yeah. And even with that, I would want us to touch on money. How do you think theatre production is being viably profitable?
I wouldn't tell you a lie, it's not been easy. We spend a lot. Billboards, newspapers, radio, television, online, that's new media. It's not easy. At every point, you'd have to part with something. You'd have to part with some revenue. By God's abundant grace, a lot of media houses have been very, very benevolent to us. We have a partnership with the Graphic Communications Group, a partnership with the Multimedia Group, a partnership with the Omnimedia, GH, and a few other partnerships that have been beneficial. So what other people may pay, we usually may get some discounts for those, you know. And we also sometimes get some sponsorship support from organizations like the GTA. Stanbic Bank have been with us since we started this theatre journey. They've been very supportive. Shouts to Mr. Malko Afajino, God richly bless him and his team. We've gotten some help from MTN. We're truly grateful to the team out there at MTN, the team at Knee Plans Car Rental, the teams at Bills Microcredit, and all the organizations that have helped us along the line. My teams at M-Notify and all of them. We're truly grateful. And they all come together to help us break even. The GT has been supporting us, you know, and by extension, that is the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. And it's yes, we are not there yet. I cannot say we've started making profit from theatre. We haven't. We've been breaking even. And there have been some individuals as well that have been supporting us, like Honorable St. George, Honorable Ablaj Fagumashi, Honorable Alexander Fenumaken, Honorable Samia Uku, and a few others that have been very, very supportive along this journey. Anytime we knock on their doors, they willingly open and support. And we're praying that a lot more people would see what we're trying to do. We're praying that a lot more Ghanaians will begin to patronize what we do. Our tickets are not expensive. We pray that eventually the GRA reduces their tax burdens on us. But we are not saying we don't want to pay. They should just look at it and reduce it more. Because it's not easy. 21.9% is a lot. And we pray that Ghanaians will come help us fill all these seats, because without them, we're broke. And if we keep getting broke, we'll not be able to continue it.
As the festive season unfolds, theatre production are proving they can compete for attention in a crowded holiday market, reinforcing the case for theatre as both a cultural and commercial enterprise within Ghana's creative economy. Helena Kai Ai for Joy Business.